Hello and welcome back to the model bench, and this is part 2 of my interstellar build. I've just done all the photo etch parts so far, so I'm just going to go through what I actually did and just show you the difference between the kit part and the photo etch part. So this is the main kind of hatch at the back. As you can see, it's huge difference to the kit part, a lot more detail. And that once all that's painted and a little bit weathered, that should look really nice. But you can see the level of detail in there, it's just gorgeous. So I've got that done. The bottom section I had to remove this part, and again just really took my time. It's better to kind of keep making it a little bit bigger until this part fits exactly. This photo etch part then was a little bit difficult. There's a few little kind of dimples here and there, but I don't mind because it's going to be underneath the vehicle. But yeah, when you bend this part into shape on the very edges, they're like this, and you have to bend a tiny little lip, as you can see there, and that's what I then glued. And a tip that I think you might find useful, that I found very very useful, once I sat it into place and it was kind of, you know, sticking out here and there. So what I would do is I'd glue this part in first, just along here, let that dry completely. Then I would start to manoeuvre the others into place, and then again I would stick this part, let that dry completely. And I just did that and worked my way around, rather than trying to get it all in one go. So I found that very helpful kind of in getting it really nicely fitted. So again, once this is primed and then painted, I think that will look fantastic. Then on this part, this is the rear kind of whatever spoiler, I suppose, but you can just see again the level of detail, and that is gorgeous. I'll put up a picture here now of what the kit part looked beforehand. You can see this just adds a lot more detail. I also notice on the painting of this, these kind of individual little kind of panels here, I think they're like a lighter grey. Again, I'll put up a picture here. I think they're a lighter grey, and then the rest is a little bit darker. So again, I might paint all of that light grey and then maybe mask them out and then paint the rest. Might be a good way. I'll have to think about that. But yeah, that was straightforward enough. I just sat that literally straight down onto the kit part. Didn't sand it smooth or anything. And I think, yeah, it looks grand. Very happy with that. The rear kind of exhaust, they just get a little bit of a photo etch in there. Again, just adds a little bit of extra detail. It's quite nice. Then these two panels here, again, I'll show you what they look like on the kit part. I mean, they're fine on the kit part, just probably a little bit soft, you know. But with the photo etch, it just gives them a little bit more definition, as you can see. Just really nice. Then I stuck that part on, obviously. Then the trickiest part was removing all these windows and the raised kind of window edge. Again, I just really took my time, just went really slowly. I think it should be fine. Again, these are the new window parts. I'm going to these look like they're a different colour than the main body, so again I'll spray these separately, and then they just sit. Let's have a look. They just sit then. They should sit then nicely on top, just nice and flush there like that. You know. So let's see. There's that one there, the very back. So again, you don't have to be super precise with these, because there is going to be a bit of leeway once this sits on top. And also don't forget, these are going to get the kind of frosted film, so you won't actually see into the vehicle. Again, I'll put up a picture of what I'm talking about. So that will disguise some of the roughness as well. And just in relation to that, the green strawberry does come with a window set. And obviously you're meant to, you know, that one there you could just stick onto that, and that goes onto the body. As I say, these should be kind of slightly frosted, you know, kind of darkened. I was originally going to maybe spray these with a kind of smoky effect. But actually what I'm thinking of now is I'm going to try and find a film that's already got its kind of smoky effect that I'm looking for. That way I can then just, the smoky film I can just stick onto these, then cut around them, and they'll be perfect. There'll be a little less fuss involved. But yeah, so they basically just sit on top there like that, as you can see, and that should, it's just again a little bit more of a raised detail. It's really nice. And it's good you can do that separate again to the painting of the whole kit. So that gives you some indication of the size. Again, a few more little bits to go on. It's the rear kind of what I call the spoiler. Go faster. Yeah, that just sits in there like that. That gives you a nice indication. I'm going to have a think about if I can, I'll see if I can find research, but maybe it would be quite nice to make an interior. I don't know if there's that, if there's a lot of research out there, and how easy would it be to scratch build a kind of insert. Obviously if I could do that, I would leave the windows then clear so that you could see in. It would be quite nice, but again, I'll do a bit of research on that, see what I can find. If not, I will do the frosted effect, smoky kind of frosted effect, but that gives you an indication of what I kind of, the size, what it looks like, you know, really nice. It's a great little chip. So that is where I am at the moment. Great to get all the photo etch done. It's just a matter now of starting to put it together. And then, as I say, this kit will really come alive when you do the painting and the weathering. So I think that's all I have for now. Let's get on with the build. I'm back. Quick update. I just noticed that I had these panels in the wrong way. So the three holes should be, these three areas here should be facing, should be closer to the front. I had them backwards, so just in case anybody spotted it, I whipped them out, dropped them back in, so all good. So a little bit of progress has been achieved. I painted here the photo etch window frames, kind of light grey. Again, I'll put up a photograph just to show you the reference. I coated these with a metal primer first. Painted them in the grey. You can see there. What I hope to do then is get some black kind of smoky film and put it behind, and then they will sit on top of the vehicle. I've also just did a base coat on the vehicle. So as you can see, I just sprayed it with a kind of Warhammer off-white paint. I always like to do a primer just off-white. So it gives a good base for the actual finished colour. It also just ties in everything really nicely, you know, the photo etch. Same with here. As you can see, that's the photo etch from underneath the photo etch part that I installed underneath. But just giving it a nice coat of off-white, then just ties in, loves everything lovely. These parts had to be installed before this body goes together, so this is kind of the rear landing gear. So I painted that in a nice Tamiya chrome silver first of all, and then what I did was I just dry brushed over a nice Tamiya Titan gold. And again, I was just trying to match the reference photographs that I have. I'll put one up here now. Just shows the particular colour that it is. It's kind of like a metally kind of dull metal kind of goldy kind of colour. So obviously when I'm painting the underside of this, I'm going to have to mask them off, paint it all, then remove the mask. But unfortunately I just had to put them in first. Because I want to put the whole thing together. and then paint it all. I decided I'm not going to build an interior. I did say earlier on I was going to build an interior. I decided I'm not going to. I'm just going to put the new window frames on with the smoky glass kind of underneath. Here's that really nice back hatch panel. Again, just by giving it a nice coat, it just really ties in all the photo etch really nice, and you can just see the detail there is lovely. So once I paint that in the different greys and what have you, it should come out really nice. It also painted the feet, and again they're quite distinctive. They're kind of like a kind of dirty grey with a kind of silver panel. Again, I'll do a bit of dry brushing on them. So they come out quite nice. And here's the kind of, I think these are the front legs. And again, you can see that kind of basted in the silver, and then just dry brush the gold on them. It just gives that really nice effect. Again, I'll put up a photograph here of what I'm talking about. Very nice. And these are the kind of rear thrusters. Again, I just did them in a NATO black. And I will add a little bit of dry brushing to them as well before they're installed. But yeah, all looking good so far. They are the other feet then, the front feet. Again, it's this kind of lightish grey with the silver panel. That again will be dry brushed, just a little bit of just dirty it up a bit of scuff marks and stuff on the edges. Again, it all just gives a little bit of life to the part. So that is where I am at the moment. I think I'm going to put this together now and get it prepared for the first coat of paint. I'm going to do it all in white first, and then there's certain areas you have to mask off to do kind of a darker, kind of dark grey. I wouldn't say black, but a kind of dark grey. Once all the whole body is done, I can then install the windows, and that will really finish it off lovely. So, time to move on. And here is the upper tail section with the photo etch part in place. It's just all been primed. As you can see, it's just really lovely. I'll put up a photograph now to show the way it was before the photo etch was in place. You can just see how that photo etch just adds a lovely bit of detail. And in the reference photograph, again I'll put one up now. This seems to be like a kind of dark black, but these actual panels here look to be a lighter grey. So I think what I will do is, I'm not really sure, maybe paint the whole thing black, then mask off these, and then spray them light grey. Or should I spray that light grey, then mask these off, and then spray the rest black? Yeah, I'll have to have a think about that. But anyway, that's that part primed, ready to go.